The night had the softness of silk. Far above, the sky stretched in endless folds of indigo, brushed with faint trails of silver where the stars breathed. A single train whispered along the tracks that curved through the mountains like a thread through velvet. Inside the final carriage sat a traveler named Arin, his eyes half closed as the rhythmic clatter lulled him toward a waking dream. He did not remember when he had boarded the train, only that a quiet voice at the station had murmured, "This one goes to the City of Temples." Something in the name had touched him, a memory perhaps, or the promise of peace, so he had stepped aboard without another word. Outside the window, fog began to gather, wrapping the trees in silver veils. Each sway of the train seemed slower than the last until the wheels barely whispered. A bell rang once, gentle, distant, and then the train glided to a stop beside a platform bathed in lantern light. Arin stood, stretching the sleep from his limbs, and stepped onto the platform. The air was warm but carried a faint scent of rain and jasmine. Ahead, a stone archway rose from the mist, carved with patterns so intricate they looked like flowing water frozen in stone. Across the arch were 4 characters he could not read, glowing faintly with a pearly sheen. Beneath them, a smaller inscription shimmered in English. "Welcome, traveler. May you walk slowly." Arin smiled. Something deep within him, the part that had been restless for years, felt the words settle softly. He crossed the archway. The path beyond was paved with pale stones that seemed to hold their own light. On either side, slender trees swayed as if greeting him. Their leaves, tinted with silver, caught the moonlight and scattered it like quiet laughter. A woman appeared ahead, walking toward him with a lantern. She wore a simple robe of gray silk, her hair bound with a thread of gold. When she reached him, she bowed slightly. "Welcome to the City of Temples," she said to her. Morning never truly comes to the City of Temples. Instead, a soft glow rises, neither sunlight nor moonlight, a twilight made of both memory and mist. When Arin opened his eyes, that was what he saw, the pale shimmer of a dawn that was not quite real, bending across marble streets and domes of faded gold. He sat up slowly. The pool beside him was still, and his lantern lay dark at its edge. Yet the air itself seemed to breathe with light. Every sound in the city was hushed, as if time had taken a deep, slow breath and chosen not to exhale. A white heron glided across the water, its wings catching the faint gleam of the eternal dawn. When it landed beside him, it turned its head, studying him with eyes like polished onyx. Tied around one of its legs was a small piece of parchment. Arin reached gently, untying it. The paper was soft and faintly perfumed, with letters written in fine gold ink. "When you wake between moments, walk to where the bells move without wind. There, time waits to be seen." There was no name. But beneath the writing, pressed faintly into the paper, was the outline of a lotus. Arin smiled faintly. "Thank you," he murmured to the heron. The bird tilted its head once more, then spread its wings and drifted back toward the sky, a small, pale flame against the shimmering horizon. The traveler rose and followed a narrow lane leading deeper into the city. The path wound through arches carved with stories, reliefs of travelers like him, each carrying lanterns, each walking toward a vast clock made of stars. He passed a garden where petals fell without wind and did not touch the ground. They hovered, weightless, turning slowly in the air like thoughts too gentle to fall. Everywhere he went, he felt time loosen. The rhythm of his steps no longer matched the beat of his pulse. Minutes lengthened, then dissolved altogether. It was as though the City of Temples existed just beside time, close enough to touch it, but never caught by it. Finally he came. Night had returned to the City of Temples. But it was not darkness that fell, rather, a soft, golden twilight that shimmered like candlelight through glass. The air was warm and sweet with the scent of sandalwood and rain. Arin walked slowly along the path that led toward the golden hill. The city seemed to breathe around him, each lantern flickering as though in rhythm with his heart. Every few steps, a wind whispered past carrying the distant sound of chimes. It was not music exactly, but something gentler, the sigh of the world preparing to rest. The path wound gently upward, bordered by smooth stones that glowed from within, as if each held a memory of sunlight. Along the way, small statues watched silently, figures of travelers, monks, children, and winged beings, their faces serene. Arin noticed something strange. Though he had walked for what felt like hours, he felt no tiredness. The city seemed to carry his steps, guiding him like a slow current carries a drifting leaf. As he climbed higher, the view opened below. The city of temples spread out in all directions, domes and spires shining softly like constellations scattered across the earth. Bells hung still. The reflecting pools shimmered faintly like a sleeping mirror. For a moment, Arin thought he could see every place he had walked: the Fountain of Memories, the Plaza of Stillness, the Tower of Time, all glowing faintly, bound together by invisible threads of light. He smiled. The city looked like a dream remembering itself. At last, the path ended before a wide archway of white stone. 2 tall lamps burned beside it, their flames steady despite the breeze. Above the arch was written, in delicate golden letters, "Here, all journeys close their eyes." Arin stepped through. Beyond lay the Temple of Dreams. It was vast, yet it did not feel grand in the way of palaces or cathedrals. Its beauty was quiet, a harmony of soft colors and flowing curves. The floor was made of polished quartz that glowed like